Yeah, KJ, you got 13 practices under your belt now. How would you say things have gone? Is everything going as expected?
It's been fun, very competitive. Each and every day we're coming out there to get better and keep pushing for perfection. Just being perfect on both sides of the ball, all phases of the game, special team as well. So, I mean, so far so good. I mean, everybody's having fun, everybody competing, flying around. So,
Big question heading into camp, coming off the spring and everything. But, I mean, it looks like everybody has stepped up, and not just maybe the first 3-4 guys, but all the way down to the true freshmen and stuff. What are your thoughts on the progress with those guys?
I mean, those guys, I mean, they see the criticism that their room get just from off last year and coming in. So they see the criticism. I mean, they took it head on, chin up, chest out. I mean, they took it straight forward. I mean, they acted very professional about it. There's just iron sharpening iron. I mean, they're competing at a very high level, so it just pushes everybody and just motivation, basically. So.
KJ, I had a question about efficiency of the first unit on offense. Can you speak to maybe how you feel those numbers are looking in camp?
It's been up and down here and there, but so far everything's been good. We've been on the rise. We just got to clean up the small details. Can't hurt ourselves. We know in this league can't get behind the chains. So trying to stay ahead of the chains in certain situations, scenarios that Coach Pittman's put us in, and try to capitalizing and stay out of third and long on those type of scenarios. So.
Not be throwing to Quincy a lot, but we were talking about him here a minute ago with Kendall, just kind of making an impact. What have you seen out of Quincy?
He stepped up big time. I mean, just from him coming in as a freshman and coming in making big-time catches and making big-time plays. I mean, he's catching on to the offense really well. He's understanding the assignment. He's reading the defense pretty good. So just being able to have a guy like that that's young as he is and to cause an impact right now in fall camp is an advantage, and I'm just glad and proud that he's on my team.
I want to get your thoughts on another one of the freshmen, Isaiah Centenia, coming in this fall. How have you seen him progress over these 13 days of fall camp?
He's been doing good. Each and every day he's gotten better. For Isaiah just slowing the game down for him. I mean, just being able to come in as a freshman, everything happening so fast. Try to being able to just slow the game down and just play within your game and play within the system, and then he'll be good. But so far, so good.
KJ, people asked me about, because last year Jaden Hazelwood led OU with 39 receptions and 6 touchdowns, but they only went for 399 yards. Don't you feel like he can be a deep threat in this offense, though? I mean, I think that was more a product of the system over there than the fact he can't get deep. What do you think about that?
Hazelwood, he can't win down the field. I mean, he can. He's a great 50-50 ball guy. I mean, you give him a chance, he's gonna make a play. So being able to use him in certain situations where he can't stretch the ball down the field, and just being able to give him a good catchable ball, 50-50 ball, knowing that he's going to go up and make a play. So he will stretch the field vertical for us.
We've heard from Coach Pittman and Coach Briles now that Warren Thompson is extremely improved from last season. What have you seen from Warren?
Oh, I'm sorry. Just being able to his leadership. Just taking those young guys under his wing. I mean, even when he's not in the game, he's still teaching and coaching them up like, hey, if he's sitting outside, do this release. So just being able to be an extended version of a coach on the field or off the field when he's not on the field. So just being able to just be a leadership role and just being vocal to those young guys.
And after last Saturday's scrimmage, you talked about how you felt good about Luke Jones. I'm curious about your entire offensive line. You know, 4 of those guys coming back and then Luke at left tackle. You still feel really good about all those guys?
I do. The main thing is with those guys up front is just being able to just perfect the small details. As an offensive unit, if we perfect the small details, I feel like we can be a very explosive offense in this country, in this league as well. So just being able to perfect those small details, little things up front, just being able to just playing sound, fundamental football up front.
KJ just wanted to go ahead.
Coach Briles was in here talking about Rocket and Rocket's, leadership qualities. He joked that he'd, let Rocket babysit his kids, stuff like that. So what makes Rocket a special teammate, and what have you seen from him, even though he's a pretty young guy this year?
Just Rocket personality. Like, he don't talk much, but when he do talk, it's kind of in a joking way, like he's always playing. So I'll say his personality. I mean, he just really just feed off positivity. I mean, he just want to see everybody do good, everybody win, everybody succeed. So just having a guy like that in the backfield with you and on your team, it's an advantage just to have a guy like that, and as young as he is.
And then as far as scrimmage goes tomorrow, what goals do you have for yourself, and then for the offense as a whole, what do you guys feel like you need to work on?
Just main thing, getting the ball out of my hands. I mean, they get close to me, they're going to call it dead. So just being able to get the ball out of my hands pretty quick, not being so greedy, taking what the defense give me, and just hit on big shots.
KJ, going back to Warren for a minute, what is he doing this camp maybe that he wasn't doing last camp, and then secondly, just impressions of Keytron and what he's doing this fall.
Warren is, I would say, what separates him from last camp and this camp is his confidence. At first, I mean, last camp he was coming in, he was figuring out the system and figuring out everybody, how the offense is, getting around new people and stuff like that. So it kind of took a toll on him a little bit because he got down on himself in certain situations. But now his confidence level is through the roof now. He's comfortable. He's understanding the offense. He's understanding the system. He knows what's going on. He knows what plays he needs to make and what plays he needs to help the teammates around him make plays and succeed. So just being able to have his confidence level up this camp, that's what he's truly excelled at. And for Keytron, I mean, he's been great just on the field and off the field. But on the field, I mean, he's just coming out there each and every day, competing at a high level, taking it on head first, head down, and he's just grinding.
Hey, Coach Browse talked about your leadership this season and how it stepped up from last year. Talk about some of the things you're doing for as far as being a leader this season.
Just being more vocal. I mean, when things ain't going right, being able to just call the whole offense up and just set it straight right then and there instead of waiting on it and letting it kind of dwell and keep building on to a bigger problem. So just stopping it right then and there and then just being more vocal.
Talk about that quarterback room as well with Ford and Hornsby back there behind you.
I mean, I love my quarterback room. I mean, those guys right there, I mean, we all learn from each other. We feed off each other energy. We talk about each and every day in our room is just body language. Each and every time you take the field, I mean, everybody watching you, all eyes on you. So just being able to have positive body language and it's just very contagious to the team. So being able to just have a room like that, everybody feeding off each other, everybody learning off each other, just creates a better environment.
There's a lot of characters on this team. And I was curious in the locker room. I'm sure there's a lot of camaraderie and stuff. But is there anybody from the new addition who maybe kind of changes the vibe in the locker room at all? Maybe somebody likes to sing a lot or joke or prank or any of that kind of stuff.
I would say probably Jalen Lewis, the DB. He just always just running around the locker room. Like for some reason, like he just always running around dancing. He's joking with somebody, fighting with somebody, jumping on somebody. So I would say him for sure, J. Lou for sure.
You remember how last season?
Yeah.
So there's like 13 penalties in that game. Opening kickoff was fumbled. 10-7 Rice at halftime. You guys think about that, talk about that at all, and getting off to a better start? Obviously, you got it cleaned up. You only have 4 penalties next week against Texas, but you guys talk about getting off to a better start?
We have Coach Freeman said in the team meeting, I mean, in order to come out and be successful, just got to come out and start fast. I mean, if you look at our offense and look at our losses that we had last season, we did not start fast in either one of those losses. So being able to come out and start fast and get the offense going, get the tempo going, that's where we're very successful, and the offense is very elite at that level. So just coming out, eliminating all the small mistakes, eliminating all the penalties, playing a clean, fresh game, and starting fast.
Hey, KJ, you took such good care of the ball with very few interceptions, fumbles. What's the key to that? And what kind? I know you want to complete passes and have big runs. What kind of premium do you put on protecting the ball?
Just discipline. I mean, I take pride in protecting the ball and making sure I'm putting my team in the best position to win. I mean, once I threw the third interception of the season, I mean, I told everybody straight up, like, I'm not throwing any more interceptions. Like, I'm going to take care of the ball because I feel like if I throw an interception, I'm hurting my team, I'm hurting myself, and not putting my team in the best position to win. So being able to just have a mindset like that and a mentality like that going into each and every week, knowing that I'm going to take care of the ball, I'm not going to turn the ball over, it just advantage and it just gain confidence around each and everybody in the room.
Malik Hornsby, how would you assess his camp? How do you think he's progressed from, this time a year ago?
He's came a long way. I mean, just understanding from a quarterback standpoint, just knowing that we're in the role to where everybody looks up to you, everybody looking for you to have the right answer each and every time or have an answer each and every time something goes wrong. So being able to just have him just grow up and me just try to model myself as a great role model for him that he can look up to and come to me in certain situations where he need an answer or he need help with this, and I can be able to give him an answer straight off with no questions asked. So just being able to just be a positive role model for him, and he just take it straight on and just learn from him.
KJ, we've talked about your growth as a leadership. In terms of your play on the field, where do you feel like you've grown the most since the end of last season and through this fall camp?
Since last season, I would say probably I've grown in just decision-making, and I would say being consistent, just trying to be consistent. I mean, that's one of my main goals going into this season, just being more consistent. I mean, just because consistency just builds a lot. I mean, it's very contagious. For me, just being consistent just make me an even better quarterback, even elite quarterback. So being consistent and then just decision-making, not doing too much, just playing within the system, and also reading the defense and knowing where the ball should go and making sure the ball gets there on time.
conversations or film study go into kind of helping build that consistency?
Me and Coach Browse, we'll meet one-on-one and we'll just talk and break down, like, hey, what coverage they're in, where you think the ball should go, what play should we call in this situation. So being able to get in, we just pick each other's brains and just get each other thoughts on certain scenarios and certain plays. So I would say the consistency should come from there.
Has there been anything mechanics-wise that you've really been trying to work on this offseason?
I would say my base in the pocket. Last season I was just standing tall, standing straight up like a statue. So just being able to try to keep a good base, maintain a good base, and that just speeds up everything. Just being able to just transition, get the ball a lot faster and stuff like that. So I would say just my base in the pocket.
KJ, we heard quite a bit about Trey Knox, but how's Hudson Henry, Nathan Bax, and also, do you feel like Tyrus Washington's going to be a really good tight end here? He's made some pretty good catches after when we've seen the limited time we get.
He is. He's coming along. He's young, so he's still learning, still getting the groove of things. Hudson, Bax, all those guys, that whole entire room is just iron sharpening iron. They're very competing at a high level each and every day. So just coming out there knowing you have, if push go to shove, we still have tight ends that can roll, and we still got depth at tight end, which is very important in this offense. So being able to have depth and just knowing that if Trey go down, anything happen to Trey, and the next guy step up, it's not a big gap in between. It's still, everything's still clicking. So
Hudson Henry's progressing since he's been able to stay a little bit healthier. More than he has in the past, because every time it seems like he takes a step forward, he gets injured. It seems like he's been out there more. Do you feel like he's coming on quite a bit?
He has. He's taking great care of his body. We on break now. We has a little time off right now. So every time I go in there, he's in the training room just getting any type of treatment he needs to make sure he's in the tip-top shape. So just being able to just realize that, hey, that you're very valuable to the team. So he's taking it straight forward, and now he's getting in training room and just make sure his body's in shape to go perform.
Okay, this is your third year with Kendall Browse. A lot of times in this day and age, quarterbacks and coordinators don't get that kind of time together. How has that helped shape you, and how good is it that there's been that consistency between coach and quarterback?
Just looking up to a guy like Coach Browse. Just the type of man he is, not even just the coach, but the type of man he is, and the way he's around, the way he interact with us and his family, his kids. I just want to model myself after that. Just seeing how he just go about his business each and every day as a professional. I just want to model myself after that.